No further questions at this time.
Redirect, Mr. Brock.
No redirect.
Hyman, I've got a couple questions for you. I believe you testified that when you first were going to get the application for the non-testimonial order, you talked to Tracy Klein in the DA's office?
That's correct.
And I understand Tracy Klein is she an assistant district attorney?
Yes, she is.
And is she generally the one who prosecutes sex crimes?
I believe so.
Is that the only contact you had with her regarding this matter?
I believe so.
And when you actually got the application for the NTO, that was signed by David Sachs because she was not available?
She said to go to, she wasn't going to be there the next day or later on that day. And she told me to go to, I was going to have to see David Sachs.
And did you have a face-to-face meeting with Mr. Sachs?
Yes.
Did you go over the application with him?
I had the application and he read it over.
You had it?
I had the application. He had to write something else up, but he went over the application there.
Did he write any part of it other than his signature?
I don't know if he wrote any. I don't believe so.
Did he ask you any questions about it?
He might have asked one or two. I can't remember.
Other than it being shown to him, did you tell him what it contained in general?
I mean, I handed it to him. He said it was very well written.
He read it?
Yes.
Do you have any comment about it other than it was well written?
No.
Do you have any other contact with Mr. Sachs regarding this case?
Basically how the process was going to be, because there had never been that he recalls that many people on an NTO. So he was going to, I think he had to go talk with someone how he's going to put the front pages on, because he has to list all the suspects.
Okay. And that was at the same time, the same meeting you had with him. You didn't have another meeting with him, in other words.
I remember going up to his office and he was actually typing out something for that. I don't know if that was the actual order or I don't know. I don't know. He had to do something with that to get the order.
Did you have any other contact with anybody else in the district attorney's office relating to this prosecution other than Mr. Nifong?
No, not that I can remember, no.
Was it apparent to you that Mr. Nifong had any other assistant DA assisting him in the prosecution of this case at any time?
I believe Tracy Klein helped him out.
Why do you believe that?
She was there at some of the hearings, and I know Tracy said that she had read over the our case file.
She said she had read over your case file at some point.
I believe she said that she had read the case file over.
Do you recall when that was?
No, I don't.
Does she have any comment regarding the case file?
I believe she said we did a good job.
Did she offer at any time to you her opinion of the strength of the case?
No.
Was she present at any of the hearings that you attended?
I believe she was at some of the hearings. I'm not positive, but I believe she was with Mr. Nifong sitting at the table at some of the hearings, or behind him. I believe he had some of his the assistant district attorneys behind him.
I'm not even sure how to characterize that. Did you get that, Madam Court Reporter? At any time during your investigation, did you investigate the background of Ms. Mangum?
Yes.
What did you do?
We did a criminal history check on her and see if there was any reports from our system that she was involved in.
Okay. What kind of system do you have to do a criminal background check?
NCIC.
Okay. And that's a standard sort of nationwide system?
Correct.
What did it reveal?
She was charged, I believe, I don't know what date, but she had multiple charges on the same day.
Did you discuss anything about her criminal background with Mr. Nifong?
I believe the criminal history was given to him, I believe it was on 410. The only reason I say that because I think that was a meeting that we had with Crystal. And I believe he wanted to know her criminal history on that day.
And what was that occasion?
What date? I believe it was 410.
And was that in preparation for the meeting with Dr. Meehan?
No, I don't believe so. The NCIC chat?
No, the 410. That was the date of the meeting with Dr. Meehan that you attended.
Correct.
Okay. And were you talking to Mr. Nifong about Ms. Mangum's criminal history while you're riding over there, or some other?
I think I ran on that day. Whatever day the meeting was that we had with Crystal Mangum, I believe that's when it was handed to him.
And did you do any investigation into her prior medical history?
We got subpoenas to get her medical history, yes.
And did you get information and records pursuant to those subpoenas?
Yes.
What did those subpoenas, what did that information show about her medical history?
She had extensive history. And I believe I'd have to look them over, but I believe it had some mental issues and pain. She was on a lot of pain medication.
When you say mental issues, what were the nature of those issues?
I remember reading one comment that it had her listed as bipolar.
Bipolar disorder?
Yes.
Anything else that you recall specifically about her medical or psychological history?
Just that she was on a bunch of pain medication.
Okay. And was it your understanding she was on that pain medication or any prescription medication at the time of the incident at the lacrosse house?
She had told us she wasn't on that medication.
Were there any toxicology reports done to show whether she was on any medication or had any alcohol blood level from that incident?
There's no test done on that time.
During the time that you interviewed her, did you have any information that she was on any medication?
I believe she told us she was on, I believe reading some of the medical records, I think she was on Flexeril.
She was on what?
She told us she was on Flexeril. It's a muscle relaxant.
That's a muscle relaxant, correct? Yeah. Did she ever indicate to you that she was on any kind of psychoactive medication?
I think later on she did tell us that. I don't know the exact date.
Later on? How much later on?
I wouldn't be able to tell you for the exact. She told us she was on Seroquel and Depakote.
All right. And was this information that you gave to Mr. Nifong?
He knew about the medical records from UNC. Those would have been the bipolar disorder, and that would have listed her medications on there.